Okay, hello. It is a little after 7 p.m. on January 7th, 2020. Welcome to this weather update. And you want to stay tuned toward the end because got some news about News 12. News 12 is continuing to get worse with the meteorology. But let's first talk about the weather right now going on across the area. We have more rain across the area. As you can see here, that there's snow just to the north and the west, but it's mostly rain, and I see some yellows here over New Jersey. So some of this could be heavier rain that's moving in. But right now, at least in Nassau County, we have mainly light rain across our area. So we look at the radar here, the Upton radar. You will see here the rain that we have over our area. It actually looks worse than it is. I think it's heavier rain over Jersey in this area here. So the heavier precipitation is probably going to be more over New Jersey. The question is it going to be rain? Is it going to be snow? Right now, it looks like it's raining there. We'll go and we'll look at 511 New Jersey. So first show you the satellite image here of the storm here. Here it is over us here. You can see not a really impressive looking storm by any means, But yeah, let me go to 511 New Jersey and we'll see if it's actually snowing there. I doubt it is. It looks like it's raining according to that radar, but sometimes those precipitation by radar types can be wrong. So we'll just take a look and we'll see what it's doing in Ocean County. We'll try to find a report from somewhere in Ocean County and see if we can find something, if we can. Yeah, it's raining. This is Manchester, so it looks like it's raining there. Let's see. Maybe if we go a little further north, maybe it's snow. Let's see if there's any snow there. No, doesn't look like it. Looks like rain there too. So probably just raining over New Jersey. It's just too warm, and the wind flow. If we were to look at the Ventus sky right now, we can also look at the weather and hazards map. You'll see the temperatures are just too high. Oh, I'm showing Australia. All right, let me subject. Still dealing with the heat over there, but let me move it back over to our neck of the woods here, and we'll look at you can see the issue is that the wind flow is too much off the ocean, and the ocean temperatures are still above normal, so it's just not going to be able to snow because of that, unfortunately. At least not yet. At least not yet. Let me go to the weather official observation map here. We'll look at this, and we'll see what we have going on out there. So you can see there are actually, wow, they issued a winter. I'm shocked. They have a winter weather advisory in effect for the southern part, and I'm shocked. I am shocked. And then we have wind advisories in effect for tomorrow until midnight on Thursday. Wow, they're showing. All right, they think that it's going to accumulate. I don't know. Right now it's rain, so I don't know. I think they might be maybe jumping the gun just a little bit. But anyway, let's take a look at the models and see where we are at with this storm, and then we'll look a little bit into the longer range. Here's the GFS 18Z. Here's the storm, and this is right. You can see it's a little slow to bring the precip in. It's a little more advanced than that, but it doesn't really give us any snow. It has rain over most of the area. The low tightens up, but it tightens up just too far to the east. Now, there could be a band of heavy snow right over here that might nick the Cape and Nantucket, but then it just moves quickly away. That's the issue. So if we were to look at the total snowfall on the GFS, you will see there's nothing at all. Now, if we were to look at the total accumulated precip on here, you will see that there is a swath of some 1 inch, closer to 1 inch liquid equivalents offshore, probably rain. But what we will do is we'll shift over to the NAM, the 18Z NAM, and it's a similar deal. Again, heavier precip off to the south, and if we look at the total snowfall, nothing. So the NAM really doesn't give us much of anything at this point. It just doesn't. It just isn't much here to going on because it's too warm. It's just too warm. Just for fun, let's look at the RGM. Same deal again. So you see the deal. I'll put it back on the NAM here so you can pretty much all the models are in agreement that unfortunately we're not really going to see an accumulating snow if for those who want snow, it's just not going to happen. And the reason is because of it's just marginal cold air, and the storm system is just it doesn't really get going until it moves farther away. So there might be a little snow over Suffolk County, but it's just not going to be enough. I don't think it's going to be enough. Maybe a coating, maybe an inch, but even an inch should be pushing it. It's not until it gets further east and gets to Cape that there might be some heavier snowfall over there. But otherwise, the temperatures are marginal. The wind flow, because the wind flow is coming on in. The low is too small, and it's too close to us to really give us the right kind of conditions we need for snow. And again, it's just marginal cold air. That's the problem. So that moves away, and then for Wednesday, we may have a chance of a rain or snow shower in the afternoon, slight chance, and then this high builds in. And the next question is, after we're done with this, when are we going to get a clear day again? That's the next question that we will have to ask ourselves. But before we do that, let's go look at another model here, which is the windy model, so we can focus again on this storm here. And we're using this to look at the wind gusts because we do have that wind advisory in effect for tomorrow. So you see not too much wind now, but what's going to happen is as we head into tomorrow, the winds pick up from the west because the storm is strengthening, so you have more of a pressure gradient. And we could see some wind gusts, especially in the afternoon. I see wind gusts possible of 39 miles an hour. This is again from the northwest. This is going to accompany that cold front, but it's going to be a very quick mover, the cold air that's going to be moving in, you'll see. So that's when we could see those wind gusts, unfortunately. Now, I want to bring up something here for a minute, and that's the vulnerability of the power infrastructure. This is in Hicksville, not surprising, along the Huntington line. This pole here. Now, fortunately, the way it's angled is if we get a really strong wind from the east or southeast, this pole is going to come down. You can see how it's angled. This is Bethpage Road. This is the bridge for the Huntington-Port Jefferson line. And this pole's been like this for quite some time, but it's leaning even more now. And this is a 67 kilovolt sub-transmission line. I've spoken about this before. And it's a disaster waiting to happen. The railroad knows about it. PSEG Long Island knows about it. Nothing's done because it's Hicksville. Enough said. That's what goes on. And this just shows how vulnerable it is. All we need is one more windstorm, and we could have a big problem with that. But anyway, let's get back to the models here and look at our temperatures and see when can we get some cold weather going. All right, because it's just been so ridiculous with the lack of cold. And so temperatures do drop as we go into Wednesday. We're going to be around 40 degrees, but it's not that cold, and then we have this secondary front come through with the accompanied by those rain or snow showers, and then temperatures drop by tomorrow night. We're going to see temperatures drop into the 20s, and then for Thursday we will probably make it to maybe the low, maybe mid-30s, maybe over New Jersey mid-30s. But this cold air is short-lived because what winds up happening, because we don't have the blocking in the atmosphere, it moves out really quickly with the zonal flow. See, temperatures are already on the rise with warm air advection on Friday. Look at that, 50s already in New Jersey. And then this weekend is going to be very warm. So over Long Island, we could see temperatures close to 60. And in New Jersey, I wouldn't even be surprised if there's a 70-degree reading in there. And then that warmth lingers. We could have a very warm, muggy night, Saturday night into Sunday, temperatures in the mid-60s. And then another front comes through and drops the temperatures down. But the question is, are we going to see any real Arctic air here? And we have to wait until maybe not this Friday, but next Friday, a week from this Friday. So maybe we see some Arctic air. But again, it doesn't stick around. And then the warm air comes right back in the picture again. So this is the problem we have. This is the pattern we're in. It's not a good pattern. I've spoken about that yesterday. And let's go look at these dew points because it's going to get pretty muggy this weekend. It's going to be humid. You're going to need to put on your air conditioner, especially if you're in New Jersey. So we get this nice dry air, but it's brief. It races through because there's no blocking. And then here we go with the southwest winds, south-southwest, strong low-level jet. And these dew points are going to soar. Look at this. Dew points possibly into the 60s. It's going to be disgusting. It is going to be a very muggy night, Saturday night, and we may wind up breaking some records, record minimums, record high minimums, and record highs for the day as well. So that is the reason why it's going to be difficult for us to get a clear sky on Thursday, because you'll see what happens and why the zonal flow is so bad. So you see what happens here. We have plenty of clouds around tomorrow because we have that secondary front instability. And then Thursday, we start off clear, maybe early in the morning, but look at this cirrus. It's going to race in by midday. It's already over New Jersey, moving into Long Island, and then we have tons of this cirrus around. And honestly, I'm not even going to go beyond this, but you can see it's just not looking good for clear skies at all. It's just not looking good. We just can't seem to get clear skies. Look at this. I mean, we're going right through here. I mean, it's literally just one system after another. It's ridiculous. Now let's see our chances for snow. I'm going to look at right through the period, and let's see maybe where there are some snowstorms in there. Total snowfall. Let's see. Not much to look at here. Again, so this is the problem. So let me go back to the skies, and we'll look at the NAM, which I'm sure isn't too much better at this point. Let's see what we got here. So, see, they're going to have a lot of clouds around tomorrow. Just a lot of clouds. And the time that moves out, here come the high clouds ruining the party. Here comes the cirrus crashing the party on Thursday for us. Man, it just sucks. And the reason is simple. If we go and we look at let's take it to the CONUS here. Show you the issue again. We'll go back to GFS here. Show you what the problem is. All right, and the problem has to do with this Pacific jet. So if we let's go and draw here, this freaking Pacific jet. So here's the cold air trying to come down. All right, you got this cold air that's going to try to come down here. That's not what I want to do. It's not what I want to do. Whoops, I meant to do this. Can we close that damn sounding, please? All right, let me close that. I don't know. I can't get it off now. Why is this not going? There. All right. So you got the cold air coming down here, all right? But it's a quick shot of cold air, all right? So it's a quick shot. So if we move it along here, all right, this high races right through. And you can see it just races right through. The cold air can't get in because of this. And this is the problem we've been dealing with now for a while now, this whole winter, is this raging Pacific jet that's just coming in and cutting off the cold air. So, even though we get a little bit of cold air, by the time it's already on its way out. And so once that warm air advection comes in, the clouds roll in and we can't get a clear day. These zonal flows are absolutely awful. Absolutely, they're a killer. They are a killer. And it's a clear sky killer for us, unfortunately. And that's the problem we're dealing with right now. So we'll go ahead and we'll move this over here, and you'll see that high moves off. We get that warm flow, and look at that huge Atlantic ridge there. It's going to bring up lots and lots of tropical air for this weekend, literally right out of the Gulf of Mexico, right up the East Coast, all the way up the East Coast. It's going to be disgusting. It's just going to be absolutely disgusting. We're gonna have and it won't really be raining all that much on Saturday either. That's the thing. So once we get past that, then the rain, there's like gonna be a line of showers and maybe even some thunderstorms, maybe late Saturday night, Sunday morning with the next cold front, and then here comes the next system, another rainmaker, no cold air in sight, another soaker for Thursday, and this high tries to build in. And then we see a little bit of a block, maybe a little more of a blocking pattern, but it doesn't last. And the zonal flow just continues. It continues because there's no cold air. The cold air is literally cut off, completely cut off and there's just no hope. There's just no hope. It does not look like we're going to be getting a winter this year. We may have to wait till next year to get a winter. And that sucks because last winter also sucked, if you remember. So that's the problem. So this is, again, we're gonna go look at the North America look and show you what the hell is wrong with it's the jet stream. You got this Pacific jet that's just coming in here and just killing us here because what it's doing is it's just cutting off the cold air. It's a zonal flow, fire hose jet. Well, I wouldn't say fire hose jet, but It's a zonal flow, and it's just cutting us off. It's just cutting us off. And the cold air is just trapped. It's trapped up in It's trapped in the Arctic. It can't come down here. There's no cross-polar flow to get this cold air over us. So it's stuck up there, and we're not getting it. And much of the country and even parts of Canada are above normal because of it. These Pacific patterns are winter killers. They are winter killers. All right, so let me go to the upper air here, show you what's going on here. The same old song and dance here, because it is the same old song and dance. You can see there's a little more cold air that tries to get in. Then you get this huge this trough in the west. We really blaze in the east. Flagstaff will probably have some nice weather. But you can see now we got this ridge building into Alaska, which you'd think would help us out, and it'll help bring a little cold air down. But the problem is we got this trough in the west now. So the jet stream is all screwed up. So we draw the jet stream again. This is exactly what I mean by a screwed up jet stream. So draw the jet stream again. So you got this ridge, but it's the Arctic air is cut off. The Arctic air is cut off by this jet stream. So let me draw this here. So you see what's going on. All right. So you get this little trough right here. All right, and you get this ridge right here. All right, it's going like this. All right, this is not good. All right, but the problem is the jet stream is not coupled with the polar vortex. So it's not coupled with the polar vortex, which is up here. It's not coupled with it. So the cold air just sits here with no way to get down. And this is the problem we have. This is the problem. So this is a terrible pattern we're in, an awful pattern we're in. Obviously, I believe it's definitely being exaggerated by climate change. But you can see we're just not seeing a change here. We are seeing something that's a little more encouraging toward the last couple of frames, but we know the way the models are at this stage of the game. You can't, it's highly volatile. Now we'll back this up a little bit and we'll look at the euro and see if there's any difference, because I don't think there really is. No, there isn't. So the euro also just blazing hot for the weekend, and no hope. No sign of any wintry pattern setting up at all whatsoever. Lastly, we'll look at windy.com and see how that does with the clouds. I'm sure it's not going to be great either. So let's see. Yeah, it rolls it in. Maybe we'll get some clear sky in the morning. That's the best hope. You got to get started early, because the cirrus is going to roll in, especially over New Jersey. Long Island might fare a little better. And then we go and we look at the temperatures, obviously. It will be on the cool side, but look at what happens for the weekend. I'm just going to show you. Look at this. Disgustingly warm conditions. Look at this. Look at how warm it is. It's going to be an awful Saturday. It's going to be disgusting Saturday into Saturday night. It's just disgusting air that's going to be over us. It's just going to be awful. It's tropical air. Has no business being here, but this is the year without a winter. This is the year without a winter. What can I say? So the last part of this video is about News 12 and Pat Kavlin. Now, I really have to. I owe Pat Kavlin a big apology, because I did criticize him a while ago. Because I felt he was a little young. He looks like Jared Kushner, but you know what? He's a pretty decent meteorologist compared to this blonde that they put in. All right, so unfortunately, Pat Kavlin is leaving News 12. Just when I started liking him, I really think he was starting to really do a good job. What I found out is there was an article in the news that he was passed over. He wanted the full-time position to, that when Bill Corbell left, but he didn't get it. Instead, they brought in Samantha Ojiri, which, we know is Samantha Ojiri. She sucks. All right, she's just awful. She's a smirking little blonde. She knows. Look at this snowfall forecast, slushy coating to an inch. What kind of map is this? What kind of map is this? Is this woman even a meteorologist? What is she doing there? What the hell is she doing there? All right? She's there to represent a certain demographic, but there is nothing upstairs up here. There is nothing upstairs. All right? She is not, she doesn't know what she's doing. She needs to go, but she's there to represent a certain demographic, just like all the other blondes that are there, because they represent a certain demographic. It's not about, News 12 is no longer a reputable news station. They only care about a certain demographic. It's obvious today. Because they spoke a lot about Trump, Weinstein, and all this other stuff, because a certain demographic wants to do that, because these certain white finance professional demographic, this is what News 12 Long Island gears to right now. And unfortunately for Pat Cavlin, even though I thought maybe he was part of that, he really wasn't. He was actually a decent guy, and I underestimated him, and it's a shame he's leaving. He's going to Florida, Fort Myers, to be a full-time meteorologist there, because News 12 Long Island wouldn't give him the slot instead, because they'd rather what a shame. That's all I could say. He will be missed, and I'm sorry I underestimated Pat Cavlin. He actually is a pretty good meteorologist. I will miss him, and it's really a shame that he couldn't be the replacement for Bill Corbell. Instead, we get this Samantha Augeri. Samantha Augeri is absolutely awful. I have nothing good to say about Samantha Augeri. So with that does wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.